Well, there it is. After weeks and weeks, months of talking about how Liverpool are interested in Alexander Isak, as of today, breaking news, they placed a bid to Newcastle United for the Swedish striker for a value of around 100 to 120 million, and it has been rejected by Newcastle. At the same time, reports coming out that Newcastle have offered Alexander Isak a new contract to stay at the club, which has also been rejected by Isak. Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. This is not a big surprise. It was a matter of when, where, how and why it would happen. And as of today, David Ornstein breaking the news, followed by Sky Sports, Daily Mail and everybody else, to the fact that Liverpool have gone in with an official offer for Isak and Newcastle have rejected it. It's like a triangle, because then on the other side of things, Newcastle are offering Isak a new deal at the club, which has also been rejected. So Isak wants Liverpool, Liverpool want Isak, Newcastle want Isak, and it is just a saga. It is an ongoing. If you thought that this was just about getting to the end where a decision was going to be made on this one, think again. Because it would not surprise me if this is Liverpool's first offer, with Newcastle saying they want nothing less than they value the player, they value the player at 150 million. The question is, if Liverpool come back in higher, will Newcastle budge, or will they stick to their guns and take nothing less than 150? It's an interesting one. That obviously, a lot of the talk has been that Liverpool are waiting around for Diaz to go, waiting around for this to happen, waiting around for that to happen, to have the money available. The question marks were there as to whether Liverpool would still push for the money, and it looks like they've gone in with the bid. The Alexander Isak situation continues to be a mess over in Spain. The club have not announced or let us know as to any reason as to why, how, or indifferent, whether he should be in Spain, whether he shouldn't be. Total silence from the club. And then you've got fans understandably miffed, understandably unhappy with the way Isak has gone on throughout this entire period. Banners being put up outside the training ground calling Isak a rat. I am laughing because it has just become an absolute headache. But as I say, reports are that Liverpool have placed the bid. Newcastle have rejected it, saying that they want to keep the player. But the kicker here is that it's not just Newcastle, it's not just Liverpool who have had a bid rejected today. Newcastle have had a contract offer rejected by Alexander Isak. So we already know that Newcastle had a contract rejected for Isak earlier this summer. I spoke about this in a video just the other day about the fact that if Newcastle were going to keep Isak, if we were going to get him under contract, I think at this point when the player is so clearly trying to leave the club, the only way to really try and get this relationship back on track would be to say, look, we're going to offer you more money, and then potentially with a release clause so that next summer he can have the move that because really there is no reason. Newcastle don't have to do anything right now. Newcastle can say, look, bog off, you're not going anywhere. But what we could do is say, look, here's extra wages, here's 200 grand, here's 250 grand, and then next summer, release clause of, bearing in mind if we put an extra year on, you may well keep his value of 150 million. If we don't put a year on, maybe it goes to 120, 130. But the point is, it's a way of trying to rekindle this whole relationship. You could be watching this video right now screaming at me going, Rob, I don't want to rekindle this relationship. I've had enough of them. But the biggest kicker of them all, and this is why it's interesting, because fair enough, Liverpool could have bid, 200 million. And I don't think we could have accepted it. Newcastle have no strikers. Isak is our only striker, except for Willis Sula, who misses sitters against a team of 12 Korean players no one's heard of. Well, they'd be cheating if they had 12. They'd have an extra man on the pitch. 11. And that is discredit to them, because they beat us 1-0. It gets worse. We have no striker. Fair enough, if you offer 200 million, maybe you would accept it and just take your chances. But even for 150 at this moment in time, if Newcastle were offered 150 million, we would go to Brentford. Oh, well, can we have Wizza now? And they go, yeah, that's no problem. 80 million. So we're in a situation right now where, honestly, as the clock ticks on, and despite the Liverpool bid, I still believed we were getting closer and closer to a situation where Isak doesn't leave Newcastle. Unless in the next 48 hours, even week, we've got 30 days left in the window. There is time. Things can happen out of nowhere, and I'm still praying that things can happen for Newcastle. Centre-back, centre-mid. We've let go of Longstaff, we've let go of Anderson. Willock's got an injury. Miley's still a kid. We need a centre midfielder. You know, all of this talk about strikers, we need a centre-back. And look, the Isak money could allow us to go out and go boom, 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 boom. But what one position that it doesn't allow us to do that with is striker, because people will know our worth, people will know how much money we've got, and it makes no sense to sell Isak before we've got our other players in place. If Sesko can get over the line in the next 3 or 4 days for 65 million, fair enough, he's still a young lad, 22 years old, he has a future. He's a bit of a different player to what Eddie Howe's used to. I think there's a reason, you know, Sesko is, well, I think he could come in and do a good job. I think he's young, he'll learn, he'll be an Eddie Howe player, and if he wants to be here, you know, unlike another striker that we're talking about right now, if he wants to be here, I will back him to the hilt and I'll press him on 60, 65 million for him. I think that's a cracking deal. You know, a third of what we could potentially sell Alexander Isak for. Then bring Wizard in as the Premier League proven, holding his hand through it if he's taking a bit of time to adapt. I think if we got those two players in and we can push Liverpool to as close as 150 million as we can to get the money that we believe he's worth, that's the situation where I accept a bid from Liverpool. The trouble is we are nowhere near that situation. If Liverpool offered 150 million, it could well be that Newcastle go, you know what, I don't think they could. I was going to say it if they just go, you know what it is, the effort this is, you know, people talked about fining Isak this morning for going AWOL in Spain, like all of this hassle. Like, you know what, 150 million, just go. Just get out. Take the rat sign down, he's gone. We've got the money, let's go and play fantasy football and buy whoever the hell we want before this summer window ends. But knowing Newcastle so far this summer, that's not how it will work, because everyone will know we've got money and everyone will want more of it. Like, even at 150 million, unless we get our dots in a line to bring in Sesko, Wizard, Muniz, Watkins, all four of them might just about equate an Alexander Isak, then maybe we come to the table and start to play ball with Liverpool. But 120 million for a player who's worth more than that, and we have zero replacements. Again, when a player is causing problems like he is, I understand why you start to talk about, you know what it is, shall we cut ties, shall we move on, shall we do something else? Right now, no. I up till this morning, where Liverpool have placed this bid, or this lunchtime, sorry, I thought the most likely thing to happen is that Alexander would sign that new deal, and he comes back to the training ground on next week when the players return, sell a cup a week today. You know, the 2 weeks tomorrow the season starts. Isak comes back with his tail between his legs, going, "Oh, I never wanted to leave. Oh, I had an injury. I was training in Spain for my injury. I've signed a new deal, and I'm here to stay for the week." That's actually where I thought this was going. So not only have Newcastle rejected a bid, Isak rejecting a contract as well, but he's still contracted to us. The question is, fair enough, we'll keep him for a year. You know, is he going to mope around, or can we switch him on? However, you're a part of this team. You're playing Champions League football. Go and enjoy your career. Go and do something with it. There's two big sides to that story. A rejected offer from Newcastle by Liverpool, a rejected contract from Isak. I think the only thing if Isak isn't going to sign, two things happen here. Either A, Newcastle are able to get Sesko Wizard deal done, and then we'll sell Isak to Liverpool for as close as we can get to 150 million, or Newcastle continue to struggle this window, bring in no strikers, and either Isak signs a new deal, gets more money for the next year, and we'll let him go next summer with a release clause, because he's not going to sign it unless we give him a release clause, or we hold him here against his will. Well, it's not against his will, he's a contract. I've got to go to work. I can't just bog off to Spain and get paid for it. He will have to be here, but football's a confidence game. The players around him aren't going to like him. The fans in the stadium aren't going to like him. And if we want to be Isak at full pelt next season, that is option 3 that I think is as likely as the other 2. But whether that equals 30 goals next season, or 25 that he got last season, I just don't know. Thoughts and comments on Newcastle rejecting the 120 million? We'll have to. We had to reject that. Drop a like. Let me know in the comments, what's your ideal situation? Get Isak a new deal, get him going again, or have you lost the will to live with it all? I think the way he's behaved is disrespectful. I think that word is harsh, but I don't see it any other way. I mean, for me now, it's get it sorted. Get in Stratesco, get in Wizza, flog Isak for 150 mil. If that's your ideal situation as well, drop a like on this video. Thank you for watching, subscribe. Enjoy what you can of the weekend. I think, as I say, you thought this was coming to a close. God, this is only just getting started. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.